I'm Tracy Baxter with a special edition of Record Newswatch. This was the scene earlier this afternoon behind Middletown City Hall. People without power from Middletown and vicinity braving the raw weather, waiting for an Orange and Rockland Utilities truck to arrive with dry ice. Tad Thayer from the town of Greenville was waiting patiently in line. He wasn't holding out much hope of getting his power restored anytime soon.
We've been out since Monday about 5 o'clock, and we're out in Greenville, so it doesn't look like we're going to be getting power anytime soon. So, and when you're on a well and the well's powered by the electric, you got no water either, so it's getting grimy on the home front. We've got a fireplace, so it's not too cold, and fortunately, you know, the weather hasn't been terribly cold, and fortunately we didn't have any trees come down on the house or anything in the way of structural damage, so you know, we're luckier than some.
For Tad and thousands of others, the lights may not come back on for a week or even longer. Middletown Mayor Joe DeStefano spent the noon hour talking with impacted residents while they waited for the late O&R truck to arrive.
It's very frustrating. There are 8 million people without power from Washington, D.C. up through, up into New York. And from the utility, they claim they're bringing people in from all over the place to try to address the situation as quickly as possible. But and sometimes those answers are unacceptable when you don't get any definite time frame. And that's where we're at now, is the vagueness of the response time is a concern. And I know that they're having problems with what they call the backbone of their system, which is the main system, and then they're going to get into the smaller distribution systems. So right now they're not doing individual blocks, but they are doing substations and the system backbone. So as that moves along quickly, hopefully, then maybe we'll get some individual restoration back in some of these neighborhoods.
Orange and Rockland officials did report that some headway is being made today in the massive job of making the necessary repairs to damaged substations and transmission circuits, something that must be done before actual power restorations can begin in some of the locations. The Orange County communities of Warwick and Greenwood Lake are among the hardest hit parts of our region, as residents not only continue to deal with a lack of power, many also continue to clean up today from extensive property damage done by fallen trees. And restaurants without power are getting hit especially hard. Earlier today, Jamie Heller at the Village Buzz in Greenwood Lake was performing the sad duty of throwing out their perishable food as their electrical outage continued with no immediate end in sight. Tomorrow, Orange County government will host a blood drive from 10 to 7 p.m. at the County Mental Health Office on Harriman Drive in Goshen. It's because the New York Blood Center is now short about 5,000 units of blood due to blood drive cancellations. And as the problems continue, tempers are getting a little short, with some impacted residents complaining about what they see as a lack of prompt response to potentially dangerous situations at their homes.
It's a Halloween night and I had a disaster over here. A tree fell down and I'm just blocking off the area so that the kids should not enter the property to go into the other property, and maybe somebody will get electrocuted because the wires are still alive, and Orange and Rockland didn't bother even to come down and to just defuse the lines and or restore my power, but they didn't do anything, even though we called about 10 times, but no answers yet.
Elsewhere, work continues to repair the widespread damage done by Hurricane Sandy. Sullivan County DPW crews were out today assessing damage and responding to trouble spots as the cleanup of damage done to power lines and personal property slowly moves forward. Red Cross manned shelters in the region last night, and they are expected to remain open tonight as well. Volunteers were at Bicentennial School in Cutterbackville last night to help those looking for a hot meal, a shower, and a warm place to sleep.
I went into the office this afternoon to volunteer, and they put me to work here covering an overnight shift. So anybody that is a volunteer for Red Cross and is able to get in to help out, I'm sure that we could use them. We also have a lot of people, I understand, coming from other states to volunteer. It's a national response because of the Hurricane Sandy. So we have, especially down in Rockland County, we have a lot of people from the Midwest and the West Coast coming in to help out.
Several communities are discouraging people from taking their kids out trick-or-treating tonight. In Port Jervis, trick-or-treating was rescheduled to Friday night. As our region struggles to get back to normal, we urge you to keep checking back here at Record Online for the very latest hurricane recovery information. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.